Does growing up suck that much? Listen, you click on a video like this and you're expecting me to tell you about how life was fucking amazing as a child and how much I miss that, and in a way that's, true, I suppose. But I'm not gonna sit here and look through it through rose-tinted glasses and just like pretend that everything was like completely fucking perfect, because in truth it wasn't. And as much as I'd like to keep my past private, you know what I mean, there's a few things that I'm willing to share on here just to at least try and make a point, I guess. Do you know what I mean? So realistically, I had a pretty shit childhood. Do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I had such a fucking amazing childhood. I had a pretty shit childhood. Do you know what I mean? And there was a million times worse things that happened in my childhood than what I'm about to say. But obviously, those things are private, and I'm a pretty private kind of guy. I don't like my information out there, so to speak. So I'm just gonna speak on something I'm sure we can all relate to, to some degree. So I can tell you all about, how much bullying I went through school, or how much I'd end up in detention because I just wouldn't do my homework and frequently wouldn't turn up to classes because I just couldn't be fucked. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was that kind of kid that just never got an education because I was just like, I wanted to be the class clown, but at the end of the day, I wasn't really liked that much to be the class clown, so I ended up just in this fucking weird limbo where I just didn't end up going to class, didn't end up doing any homework or anything like that, and I was just a sad little loner kid. Do you know what I mean? And like, yeah, that sucks. Of course it fucking sucks, but it was okay. You know what I mean? I could deal with that because at the end of the day, I got to go home and play one of the best video games ever made, which is fucking this. This is a fucking masterpiece. And listen, Black Ops 2 was a pivotal moment in my teen years. Do you know what I mean? Just playing that fucking video game. It was fucking incredible. Every day after school, I'd come home, throw my book bag down with all the unfinished homework inside and, all the uneaten lunches inside that was fucking, just because I couldn't be bothered eating either. I just fucking basically wouldn't turn up to school. So I'd throw all that away and I'd go upstairs and I'd turn on the PS3 and just turn on Black Ops 2 and, like, just play until my mum decided, listen, it's bedtime. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking 10 p.m, 11 p.m. You have to go to bed because you have to be up for school the next morning. And then when it was time for bed, even then, I had a fucking Nintendo DS hidden underneath my fucking pillow. Like, I'd pretend to sleep on the pillow. Mum came in to check. Oh, what's that? Mum's gone. Oh, yeah, lift up the pillow. There was a fucking Nintendo DS over there. Do you know what I mean? And I'd sit there and I'd play fucking Paper Mario or Super Mario and fucking watch YouTube on it because, I'm a fucking little rebel, what can I say? And whilst the YouTubers that I watched then have either, evolved and gone on to make, like, exceedingly better content than what they have, or either faded into obscurity on the platform, there's no denying that for these moments, it was like a fleeting moment of happiness in my life. Like, coming home and doing fucking 360s on Carrier and Standoff was genuinely one of the freest times of my life, and genuinely something that I believe I needed when at a time I felt like I had no control, over my own life, because I'm just a fucking dumb fuck teenager, do you know what I mean? Like, I really have no control. My mum tells me what to do, my mum tells me what to eat, my mum tells me when, to go to bed, my mum tells me all of this shit, my mum tells me when to go get a bath, my mum tells me everything, do you know what I mean? I feel like I had some sort of control when it was in that moment, and it genuinely, that is why I say it is one of the freest and best moments of my life. And then once that was all said and done, just going to bed and watching FaZe Clan do the exact same thing that I was doing, and they were fucking popping off with millions and millions of subscribers, it was like I was part of a community that I never was a part of in any school, or because I was never in any clubs or, anything like that. And I don't know, it felt in like a weird, surreal way that I was connected to them in if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Like, trickshotting was this, like, one big community that would let trickshotters coexist with each other instead of, like, trying to tear each other down, and it was fucking excellent to be a part of that. And even when I wasn't watching my favourite FaZe members, I'd watch the fucking Sidemen boss up and just take over the fucking YouTube scene. Do you know what I mean? On fucking, in the UK side of things, anyway. It was fucking surreal to be a part of that moment, to see, like, the Sidemen starting. Like, that was nuts. And whether it was Simon and Josh playing random games, or Vic playing Minecraft, or Ethan, Josh, Simon, Harry, fucking G-Day, fucking the rest of them, Toby playing fucking like FIFA, or just all of them just banding together to create some of the fucking greatest GTA 5 content the fucking, like, platform had ever seen at the time. It was fucking surreal. Genuinely surreal. And I'm so happy that at the time I got to be a part of that. It felt like I was a part of a friend group that realistically had no fucking idea or just any concept of even my existence, but it felt like I was a part of that friend group, if that makes sense. To my teenage brain, to go think back to a teenage fucking moron here, that was me. Like, I swear to fucking God, I could not tell you the layout of even my own old house that I used to live in, but I could tell you the layout of that first Sidemen house, fucking, like, brick by brick, bro. And, like, that was before they even moved to a fucking mega mansion, and then they all moved out of that as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, even just seeing this kitchen here, it brings back so many comforting memories just because of the amount of content that I received from it, of when the house people would do fucking IRL content. Do you know what I mean? It's honestly just like a second home that I've never even been to, which is like weird for me to say now, but that is honestly what I felt like at the time, and again was just something that I felt like I needed at the time. And I remember me and my friends, you know, we wanted to fucking start a whole like YouTube fucking like house like that, but you know how things go, you know, like people grow up, they meet someone and things fall apart. It's the way of life. And like, listen, you know, whilst that fucking dream was nice to have, I still wouldn't say it sucks that it fucking crumbled, because now I get to have a different experience on life. I get to watch one of my like best friends that I ever felt close to in life, you know what I mean, one of the people that I ever felt closest to in life, go through the experience of being a father. And no, I'm not talking about Ethan from the Sidemen, which, by the way, congrats G, like fuck me, yay! And listen, I may not speak to them no more, you know, like every day like I used to or anything like that, but for those like fleeting moments when we get on Battlefield 4 or Sniper Elite and we play a few games, it just reminds me of the fleeting moments that I have when I was playing Black Ops 2, or I was watching the Sidemen, or I was watching my favorite FaZe members. Do you know, life is full of fleeting moments of happiness. And when we get on and he tells me about, you know, just how fucking great it is to be a father and how much he loves his little girl, it's like, I feel oddly proud in a way, if that makes sense. But I'm proud of one of my closest friends being able to experience like such a rich part of life, like going through fatherhood and raising a daughter. That is genuinely, Mitch, I fucking love you. Like, hand on my heart, bro, I fucking, with all my heart, I love you so fucking much. And listen, the Sidemen may still be about, and they're still killing the YouTube scene with insanely highly produced, edited, well fucking, you know, videos where they've got their own studio and shit like that. And that's cool. That's fine. I fucking love them for that. Like, I'm genuinely subscribed to the, like, Sidemen channel, and I watch as many of their videos as I can, because it's the fucking Sidemen. It's the biggest, you know, thing on YouTube in the UK. Like, they're smashing it, and they have been smashing it. But I unfortunately just don't feel the same connection that I felt back then when I was a teenager. And, you know, part of that will just be because, you know, I'm a grown adult now. Like, I'm a fucking, you know, 20-plus-year-old man. Jesus Christ, I'm old. I'm gonna die of old age soon. Like, fucking, ugh. But also, it's kind of hard to build like a genuine connection to someone when all you see of them is like they're in this highly produced studio, and it's like they've become like genuine YouTube TV stars almost. Do you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't find myself, you know, connecting to someone like fucking Kim Kardashian or someone like that, because that is basically what the Sidemen are now. They're fucking millionaires, and I'm sure one of them will go up to be like a fucking billionaire with all this fucking shit that they're doing with sides, and, you know, the Sidemen channel and the more Sidemen channel and the Sidemen Reacts and everything that they're fucking doing. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, lads, slow down for a second. Please save some pussy for the rest of us. And it's because of that I've unsubscribed to their individual channels and only find myself going back, like, I don't know, once every 6 months, or even if I find myself going back on their older, you know, on their fucking personal channels, I just go back and watch their older, earlier content that I once used to love. And this is like, you know, no hate to the Sidemen whatsoever. Like, I love what they've been doing. They've been smashing the game, and I love how they've like just continuously evolved with the platform and how it's constantly changing, how it's constantly evolving, how they've remained relevant for over, what, 10 years? That's bonkers. That's ludicrous. It's just those fleeting moments of happiness that I once got playing video games and watching my favorite content creators of YouTube have now been replaced by
the fact that I get to see how far, like, one of my best friends and, you know, other friends have come along the way of part of growing up, and you know what I mean, like, just how far we've come and grown. That's not possible without growing up. So I feel like growing up is like this bittersweet thing where, yeah, you lose something, but you also gain something as well. Listen, I don't know if any of you are still here at this point, but if you are, thank you so much for watching this ramble. I genuinely thought it was best for me to get some stuff off my chest, you know what I mean, for myself, and if I can depart some wisdom onto people, you know, whilst doing it, then fucking all the better, right? I mean, like, come on. But the question still remains, does growing up suck? In some ways. In some ways it closes a door. But you know what they say about closing a door? It opens up a fucking window, baby.